Good evening. This is Dee with Divine L. A lot to cover this evening. And I'll wait a few minutes for notifications to go out. Did you find it? Can and it's working okay? Okay. Just double checking to make sure that the stream's running okay. What I will do is I will go over and take a look. Hope you guys are doing good. A lot going on. I'm going to pull this up real quick. All right. All right. Hey, everyone. Hello, Sir My Sky. Sir William, hello. I'm not sure how Sir Edward's doing. I haven't spoken to him in a long time. I hope he's doing well, too. So, I got a fire lit under my hiney. It's time. And we only have a limited amount of time. And a lot of prophecies playing out, basically. And I know there's a great deal of people out there that are looking for some truth. So was I. I don't have all the answers, but I have a good chunk of it. It has to do with prophecy and as above, so below. Sir Church, how's it going? Long time no see, sir. You are missed. Okay, give me just a moment. Boy, that's a noisy switch. All right. Sorry about that, guys. Hope it didn't blow your eardrums out. It about blew mine out. All right. Where to begin? The great conjunction that's happening with Saturn and Jupiter. I know there's a lot to talk about what that means exactly. And unfortunately, a lot of lies are still being perpetuated, either by those that are just unclear about what's really going on, or those working for the dark ones, I would call them. Angry Catfish Briggs, huh? You'll have to send me a link. If that's the exact channel name, I'll look it up, okay? Anyway, yeah. I've got so much to tell you. Lots going on. I wanted to share with you all many things. Here's an actual diagram of the alignments right now. Those of you that follow the Age of Aquarius Spiritual Path Tarot readings over on Divine Needle will be aware of some of these alignments. I spoke about this on that channel. And the sun is at 0 degrees. I got Mercury at 1 degree. It was at 0 as well. It was right there with the sun. Then, of course, you have Saturn and Jupiter and Pluto here. Okay, all together. Jupiter is just now moved in to Aquarius. Pluto will be following suit right behind him. A gatekeeper of sorts. Also notice that Black Moon Lilith and Uranus are both in Taurus at 6 degrees. Notice that Mars represents Aries and some other signs, is at 23 degrees along with Pluto. So, the North and South Node are both at 19. 1 and 9 is 10. 10 is a completion. It's the end of the cycle of Pisces, the Fisher of Men. It's the end of Adonai's rule. There's so much symbols all around. So many people don't see what's right in front of them. That's not their fault. It's by design. So, I'm going to show you what lit a fire under my butt tonight. I was going to stream several times, and I held off. I guess it's divine timing, right? But this lit a fire under my butt. Age of Aquarius is air sign. That is correct. Enlil is Lord of the Air. That's the first lie. Star of Bethlehem and a new king of world sworn in. That's true. But if I haven't already taught you all, or you missed it somehow, kings can be female. Emperors can be female. And queens and empresses can be male. So, anyway, if you hear any sawing or banging in the background, we're in the process of building an ark. It's just a joke. You could actually hear that, though. And a very good friend of mine is sitting in the studio right now with me, crocheting and listening while I do this. Anyway, the thing that he's got wrong there, well, part of it is the air sign is Aquarius. Some of the prophecy talks about the water bearer. A lot of prophecy, actually. If you dig hard enough, you can find it. It's even in the Bible. unfortunately heavily tampered with Bible, but there are parts in there still intact. If you dig deep enough, you'll find some truth in there. But if you look at the world card of the tarot deck, let's pull that up. Let's pull it up so I can show you the world card. We'll just pull up a random one. So, if you look at the world card, you see the eagle that's represented. The eagle represents Enlil of the Sumerian text, Gabriel, Archangel Gabriel. He's also known as Zeus, and many, many other names, including Marduk, which I didn't want to believe at first when I discovered that, because the implications of what it meant. That is the sign of Scorpio. These are the fixed signs. You have Scorpio, Leo, that's Adonai, the lion. Taurus, that's Uriel, Archangel Uriel. And the man, who happens to be an Aquarius, who happens to be not a man, but the one in the center, an Aquarius. The one wrapped with the purple sash is a female, not a male. It's because this one is the one that breathed life into the people of this planet. A piece of her soul is actually inside of you. Anyway, there's a lot of lies that have been told. A lot. I've done so many years of research into theology, archaeology, anthropology. I followed finance. I followed all the religions. And I followed the money trail for many, many years now. Because I knew as a child I had something important to do. Wasn't sure what that was, but I knew it was really important. And I also know when I went to church, there were a lot of unanswered questions every time I would find something that didn't quite add up. Something I've always talked about on my channel is never stop asking why. You shouldn't. I know I'm not. So, when I saw things like that title, some prophecy came to mind. And I believe it's part of the book of Revelations, where the female ends up having to flee for a few years into the wilderness. Some of you may know what I'm speaking of if you read Bibles at all. Because there's a short time frame here where a dark one ends up ruling the planet for a short time until he's found out, basically. And it's my job to uncover that. So, there's a whole bunch of people here that have incarnated that know that they are on missions. Many of them are what they call twin flames. I don't know if you guys are aware of those, but they are a thing. The original twin flames were Adonai and Mariel, Ariel, the goddess. And there's a whole bunch of them incarnate right now. Other angels, and you guys are indeed angels. Something occurred a long time ago, and it's basically a dimensional fall, is the best way to describe it. And everybody's been when they talk about the fallen and hell, I suppose that's the best way to describe what's going on, right? And this time frame right now is basically between now and the end of February. Actually, the way the planets align, it will be the first week of March of 2023 for people to figure out the truth and pick a road, what path they're going to go down. This song keeps playing. It plays when I get in the car. There's another one that played tonight when I got in the car. That's in my music playlist on the channel. But the one that's been playing constantly, and I end up waking up with it in my head, is Led Zeppelin's Stairway to Heaven. And I know a lot of the Christians played it backwards and decided it was satanic somehow. Everything here in the dimensional fall is inverted. That's why reverse speech works. That's how, if you listen to politicians in reverse speech, you can find out what they really mean when they're speaking. That's why you see the work of people like Peggy Kane and what she found out. I've got so much to cover. But let me start by welcoming you, indeed, to the age of Aquarius. The first part is going to be a bumpy ride, because the first part is where Gabriel evidently may be trying to subvert based on prophecy. I want to show you guys a couple of things. This is Luke chapter 22, verse 10. Like I said, you can still find bits and pieces of the truth. And he said unto them, and this is Adonai, aka Jesus, speaking, okay? Behold, when ye are entered into the city, there shall a man meet you, bearing a pitcher of water. Follow him into the house whereth he entereth in. Bearing a pitcher of water. That is the sign of Aquarius, the water bearer. There's been some other channels that have talked about this very thing. It's in prophecy as well, besides being in the Bible itself, about the water bearer. Some people confuse that and was like, oh, that must be Cancer. No, that is Aquarius, is the water bearer. Aquarius rules both water and air. The power of water and air. So he's telling you all to follow the water bearer, the one with the pitcher of water. Now, some of the things in the translation, he's and she's, have been mistranslated in many cases. And when there's a king, it can be female. Here's another piece in the Bible where you can find bits and pieces of the truth. Proverbs 3. Happy is the man that findeth wisdom, and the man that getteth understanding. Wisdom, the word virgin, does not have anything to do with chastity. It is wisdom. Virgin equals wisdom. So if you find wisdom, you find the virgin, the Mari. Verse 15, she's more precious than rubies, and all the things thou canst desire are not to be compared unto her. The length of days in her right hand, and in her left hand riches and honor. In my left hand are 3 pentacles, just like the flag in Washington, D.C. In her left hand, riches and honor. And the length of days is in her right hand. Someone told me that you're born, what is in your left palm is what you're born with. And what's in your right is what you're going to do with it. Her ways are ways of pleasantness, and all her paths are peace. She is a tree of life to them that lay hold upon her, and happy is everyone that retaineth her. The Lord by wisdom hath founded the earth. By understanding he established the heavens. There are pieces of truth everywhere you look if you just know what you're looking for. Aw. No. That is my husband in the chat. He didn't used to be. You know, the codes that I was getting that led us to the gematria were talking about don't fear the 11s. The 11s are the twin flames on the planet here on missions. And I have one too. And we married on 11/11. Don't fear the 11s. Anyway, that surprised me when I saw his old channel name pop up. Anyway, so we are indeed in the age of Aquarius. But if prophecy is correct in some of the bizarre ways, we've got about 3 years to get one hell of a mission done. You know, I sat here and thought about the whole thing of the Matrix, the holodeck is what I call it. And the whole as above, so below, as within, so without stuff. And darn tootin'. He thinks it's hilarious the way we talk in America, so he's making fun of something I say sometimes. Anyway, so this brain of mine never shuts off, and I was pondering the whole as above, so below, and the movement of the planets and what's going to happen down here. There's a lot that's going to happen. It's like this song that I keep waking up with, Led Zeppelin's Stairway to Heaven. If you listen to that song, it's talking about the goddess. Everything down here has been inverted, and I'm going to have to show you. I hope you all are keeping an eye on the videos I add to the big picture. It's a playlist, because it helps explain some of the things better than I can. So if you pay attention to that, you'll start to catch up a little bit on what's actually going on down here. I've talked about the movie The Queen of the Damned, and in the end, it shows Enlil, aka Gabriel. And yes, he was one of the first archangels made by the goddess. The problem is that he began to covet and be jealous of her and those that followed her, and destroyed all her temples, and even had the men who destroyed those temples pee on them, and other basically desecrations. So I've got so much to share. I want to kick myself, because there's so much I've researched that I wish I had researched while streaming, so that you all could get your heads around what I have to tell you. But I guess that's what I have to do now, is try to piece it all back together, everything that I've collected over the time frame. Proving who I am was just a step in the grand scheme of what I need to do. So, yeah, it's a long road ahead. But I'm hoping that what I show you will ring true in your hearts. Because I'm not asking you to believe me right off the bat. I want you to do your own research too. And also go within yourself and see if it resonates with your heart or not. The one thing when I agreed to do this channel, one of the things that was the most important to me was that it was 100% honesty, 100% clarity, and 100% about the truth. Because that's the most important thing, is to be concise, clear, and honest. You don't get a lot of that these days, especially if you turn on a TV. So, you have to look at this place that we're living in, that appears to be reality to us, this holodeck. You have to look at it like it is a machine. Think of it as a computer, basically. There is a program running. The planets in the sky dictate that programming and the timing of everything. Think about this. The planet Saturn, it has the cube, and everybody's learned to fear certain things because they don't understand, They don't understand what they're hearing. So they automatically go into fear mode because what you're not aware of is everything is inverted. The planet Saturn has the cube. That cube, Saturn, is the timekeeper, Kronos. It is the ancient ruler, planet ruler of Aquarius. Many people try to say it's male, that Saturn's male. But that's some more of the reversal of the he-she. All you have to do is look to Mecca for your answer. That big black cube that everybody's so scared of. That timekeeper is female. That's because she's the one that created the program and everything inside it, including you. There at Mecca, that big cube that they dance around and pay homage to has a large female genitalia on one corner. And they dance around it and they kiss that because they know that's the Holy Mother. The one that gave birth to this entire thing. And everybody here. So Saturn is actually female. Just more of the things that have been inverted. Heck, they even said Gabriel was a female. I assure you, he's male. So, here's the deal. If you look back at some of the ancient text, there are tablets that expose Marduk and some of the deeds that he did, which included destroying tablets and taking other tablets and inserting his name in place of others' names on the tablets. Not only was it there, did that take place to confuse and befuddle everyone, but it made him look like he was God. And he is a god of sorts, but he isn't the God. This holodeck is a crazy hot mess, and it took a long, long time and a lot of research to come to that conclusion. You know, you hear people bragging about theologians. I'm well past that degree. Well past. Because if you don't research any further than the actual Bible itself, then you don't know anything at all. A lot of people believe all you have to do is look at the Bible to get all your answers. That's not so. You have to look in every conceivable nook and cranny. It involves religion, it involves money, it involves ET races, it involves way more than most people can wrap their heads around. The so much to talk about. And I don't even know where to begin most of the time. But we will talk a little bit about the prophecy itself. And Nostradamus is some of the prophecy that's out there. The eternal light within. That's inside of each one of you. Beneath the earth of the Holy Lady, the faint voice heard. Human flame seen to shine as divine. It will cause the earth to be stained with the blood of the lone ones, and to destroy the holy temples for the impure ones. Century 424. You have to do a vast amount of digging to get even a fragment of truth. Within the most fundamental aspects of the world, which is affected by the presence of religion, a holy feminine presence will be heard as a gentle but important voice. This very human flame will be seen to shine in divine light. Its presence will cause the world and all who live in it to be changed in a fundamental way, which will include the death of the dominance of male religious influence. And they demonized her. They called her a whore. And every fathomable way tried to make people fear who she is. I watched a video done by Laura Eisenhower recently, talking about how, you know, the Trinity, the Father, Son, Holy Ghost, right? And how the Holy Ghost has been literally ghosted nearly out of existence, when she is actually the one that everybody should be looking to. Beneath the earth of the Holy Lady, the faint voice heard. This is yet another uncanny prediction of Nostradamus that is precise in its manifestation and leaves no room for misinterpretation. Manuela Dunn Mascati and Peter Lorre explain that in recent years there have been many divine visions of the Virgin Mary signifying a kind of second coming. Now, the words of Adonai, follow the water bearer, because that's the second coming. You're not looking for a male, you're looking for a female. These significantly feminine visions, literally hundreds the world over, in the narrow sense, point to the Catholic Mother of God. Broadly, it signifies the return of the ancient Mother Goddess. In both instances, they are correct. The divine feminine has manifested herself on earth. Nostradamus mentions that it is earth, the earth of the Holy Lady. The earth is revered as a mother by many tribes, and this belief was widespread thousands of years before any religious regime appeared. The patriarchal religions make no mention that earth is the mother which sustains all life. Thus, the earth of the Holy Lady refers to a universal matriarch or mother goddess. And they're trying to demonize her with movies like Queen of the Damned. And what was that movie that we just talked about, the May Queen? They turned it into a horror film. What was that called? Somner? Or something like that? Yeah. I have not seen it. I still have to look at the movie Thor, too, because of the whole Loki and Sif thing. Like I said, you have to dig far and wide to get to the truth. Her faint voice is being heard above the deafening din of babbling Brahms, gibbering priests, chattering monks, and muttering mullahs. It is now heard above this din of mad fundamentalists who rave and rant of salvation that will be delivered exclusively by their religion, when billions of corpses spring out of ancient graves like zombies in a horror movie. This faint feminine voice is telling humans to free themselves of dogma and become masters of their spiritual destiny by seeking the Almighty Creator and His kingdom within. She is informing them to seek the inner guide within and feel truth on their central nervous system and on their hearts. She is revealing to them how to trigger the final evolutionary process that is inbuilt, that is within their being. She's teaching them to seek salvation within themselves, completely free from all external restrictions, misidentifications, and falsehood. That is precisely what I've been doing on this channel for years now. Teaching you to redeem yourselves to yourselves. You have a direct link to the true God inside of you. You don't need a preacher, a bishop, or anybody else to make that link. It's there. Huh?
Or COVID-19 vaccine.
Oh, yeah, or a COVID-19 vaccine. She's a smart ass and I love it. Anyway. When I ran across this article, I about crapped myself because it explained exactly what my mission is. And my mission is to set you free. That's all I've ever wanted, was for you guys to be free. So I'm probably going to break it up in more than one part so we can consume it slowly. And find bits of and pieces of truth. And like it said, you need to listen to what is said and then test it against your inner self. Does it ring true or not? Okay? She is teaching them to seek salvation within themselves. That's exactly what I taught you guys how to do. I did not see this website until, I don't know, 3 months ago, I think, is when I first stumbled upon it. Because I was looking for prophecy involving females. And it led me to this, among other things. The great Brahma Shakti is at your lotus feet. If you watch the reading I did today, it said Lotus Throne was the very first card that came out. Lotus Throne. I don't even know how to pronounce some of this stuff. And ask Nell. He's been trying to teach me Flemish and Dutch. And he cracks up every time because I butcher the heck out of it. But I don't know. I'm going to just pull some pieces out right now, and then we'll go over this whole thing later. Because I don't want to feed too much too fast, because that will overwhelm you. Yeah. An avatar is also called a messenger of Divine Mother because an avatar transmits pure, unselfish divine love from the Divine Mother to man and gives a taste of the unadulterated nectar of heavenly bliss to the arid souls scorched by the fire of worldliness. The all-pervading Mother, who is truth. Like I said, when I started this channel and agreed to do it, it had to be about the truth and nothing but. Very much Lady Justice. Consciousness and bliss. By her special grace, manifests herself as a common being during the Avatar period. During this period, the Divine Mother assumes a human form and manifests herself to set an example of divine life before us in this world. It is her peculiarity that she, in spite of being boundless, becomes very small. The avatar or incarnation of Adhip Parashaki, I'm not sure, descends from the spiritual world for material manifestation. The particular form of personality of Divine Mother who descends is called an incarnation or avatar. Such incarnations are situated in the spiritual world. When they descend to the material creation, they assume a common name, avatar. The avatar assumes various names and forms such as Rama, Krishna, Christ, etc., at various places in various times, but all are the same. All the avatars that have come to this world are one and the same. The Supreme Personality of Godhead I'm not even going to bother because I'll butcher it. Takes various incarnations and many sub incarnations as well. But she is the original personality of Godhead, and she incarnates personally also. A great deal of time was put into them having me research my background and all the freak-ish synchronicities between me and the past. That was done on purpose to help guide you to whether I was this avatar or not.
You look kind of like that too. But you got clothes on.
Yeah, I'm kind of roly-poly. Oh, don't look, guys. Turn your heads. Anyway, this is just the beginning of a lot more I got to share with you from this. But if you look back through the channel and all the things we discovered over this time frame since I started it and I agreed to do it, because it took me some time. Miss Raven, it's good to see you. It's all about divine timing. It took me some time to get this going, but what I'm going to do is what I probably should have done all along. And I have beautiful puppies laying at my feet and beautiful kitties all around. It is a kittery, cattery, and puppy pound all at the same time. We have pound puppies and kittery catteries. But I wanted to at least begin with more information so that you guys, we can at least get started. I'm going to start trying to log in very frequently and just share some thoughts and what's rattling around in my head and what visions they're giving me, and get started on a very long, hard road of trying to convey the truth to those out there that, as they say, have ears to hear and eyes to see, right? Right, Miss Amy? That's what you say. Those that have ears to hear and
Eyes to see.
yeah. There are people that are compelled to come to me because of who I am, and they know who I am. My husband was one of them. He traveled a vast ocean to be here. A lot of those incarnated as part of a team, basically, is a good way to put it. Part of a team to help me get this message out. Coffee. I do enjoy it. So much I need to tell you all. But this, I hope you've been watching the readings, and I hope you start to watch those readings if you haven't already, that I do on Divine Needle. They're a guidance system for those of us that are down here on missions And they also give you all, even if you're not on missions, if you're just seekers wanting to know the truth, they give you a little bit of a heads up. That reading I did today showed the corruptor in the highest priority. And I knew the minute I saw this title what that reading was all about. The corruptor. And the wrong message getting out. I have to tell you that did light a fire under my hiney. It also made me see, I'm an Aquarius. We're very matter of fact and we don't show emotion very often. It's not because we don't have emotions, it's because we internalize them. And the best way to get me to show emotion is to really frustrate me and piss me off. And that particular, that particular title set some things into motion inside of me. And I was like, okay, it's time for sure. No time to waste, right? Anyway, all this will make much more sense to you as I go through these prophecies. I want to do it in pieces. But I do know this. We have until the end of February, first week of March of 2023. You know that song? At the end, it says there are two paths you can go down, but in the long run, you can always change the road you're on. So it's not too late, at least up until that point. And I believe what is going to happen, because it was a dimensional fall from grace that occurred. And I believe once you pick your path, there'll be a dimensional shift in that time frame. That song, Stairway to Heaven, talks about the May Queen. It says, if you hear a bustling in your hedgerow, don't be alarmed now. It's just a spring clean of the May Queen. And of course, they've demonized that too. Remember, there's another band named Styx. The river Styx is named after the goddess. And she's the one that leads you over that river. And remember, one of their album covers, one of the names is The Grand Illusion, the holodeck, the Matrix, the Grand Illusion. Okay? I know it's a lot to wrap your heads around. It's a lot for me to wrap my head around. So I understand some of you might be or feel confused about that. But like I said, try to think of it as a computer program. And the planets above are, one of them's the timekeeper. And the movement of those planets up above affects what happens down here. The what? Oh, the term Satan. People think that means Lucifer or devil. It simply means adversary. Just like the word virgin simply means wisdom. the true definitions. I want to share more tonight, but I'm tired, and I know that if I share too much too fast, it might be too much to digest. So we'll take it slow, bit by bit, and try to unravel the grand puzzle that I have unraveled. And I'll try to lead you along that path so that you understand what's going on down here a little better, I hope. I hope I'm good enough to teach you what I know and not confuse you. Anyway, I hope you all have a grand evening. Thanks for listening. And if this rings true in your heart, please listen and please let others know, because they don't have a lot of time to pick their path. Okay? So, have a grand winter solstice. And don't take that damn shot, whatever you do. All right? Anyway, we'll talk again very soon, I promise.